Welcome to Soup Recipes. Today we're making sweet potato starch from scratch. It's one of those ingredients that's hard to find outside of China, and even if you do have access, it's often finely ground instead of coarse. Some of you are probably wondering, we have cornstarch already? Why do we need sweet potato starch? And what does it do in cooking? Well, it makes the crispiest popcorn chicken. Just that reason alone, it's worth everything. Also, it makes better velveting when marinating meat. It is important at creating that classic QQ texture in noodles, desserts, pancakes, and even meatballs. I had to offer cornstarch in the past as a substitute, but honestly, nothing can really compete and replace sweet potato starch. That's why I want to make this demo so you can experience authentic Chinese recipes using the real Chinese ingredients. The process is actually very easy. First, wash the sweet potatoes and scrub off any mud. The starch content in sweet potatoes generally ranges from high to low like this: white-fleshed, yellow-fleshed, bicolored, purple, and red or orange varieties. I recommend using white-fleshed sweet potatoes since they produce more starch. There's no need to peel them. Just use a knife to cut away any damaged or black areas, then cut the sweet potatoes into smaller pieces. If you see some of the cut surfaces slowly turning brown, don't panic. It's a natural enzymatic oxidation, and it does not affect the starch extraction. Next, add the chopped sweet potatoes into a food processor. Pour in some water to immerse half of the sweet potatoes, then blend into a puree. The finer, the better. Pour the puree into a big container and continue with the next batch. I'm using a small food processor, so I have to blend in 7 to 8 batches, which is quite time-consuming. It'll be so much easier if you have a powerful blender. I'll just deal with it. Once we are done blending and collected all the puree, prepare another large container and line it with a big cheesecloth. Pour in all the puree. Don't forget to rinse out the food processor so you don't waste any of the mixture. Lift the cheesecloth and hold it tight. Rub the puree non-stop for 5 to 8 minutes to wash out the starch. Squeeze it firmly to extract as much liquid as possible. This step takes time and effort. Make sure you do your best. Once done, collect the starch water into a separate big pot. Open up the cheesecloth and add more water and stir well. Lift the edge of the cheesecloth again and continue to rub and squeeze the puree for another 5 to 8 minutes. Keep combining the mixture. This pot is full. Get another container. You're gonna need to use up all your big containers because we will repeat this process for 5 to 6 rounds in total, using roughly 2 to 3 liters of water each time. In theory, you could keep washing until the water runs completely clear, but from my experience, after 5 or 6 runs, there's very little starch left and it's not worth putting more effort. As for the leftover pulp, there's not much you can do with it. I usually add it to my planter pot. It's great for enriching the soil. Now, all the starch from the 3 kilos of sweet potatoes is in these pots. Just let them sit undisturbed for 3 hours so the starch can settle at the bottom. Slowly and carefully pour off most of the liquid on the top, making sure to leave all the starch behind. Loosen all the starch and combine into one big bowl. You notice the starch isn't perfectly white. That's normal, and we are going to clean it one more time. Rinse all the containers and collect the water together so you don't waste anything. Add more water and stir well. Make sure you get to the bottom until all the starch is lifted up. Then cover it and let it settle again in the fridge overnight. Take it out of the fridge the next day. The water is lighter this time. Carefully pour it off again. Transfer the starch onto a cheesecloth and dry it in a dehydrator at 35 degrees Celsius for about 24 to 36 hours. For those who don't have a dehydrator, you can check the weather forecast and sun dry the starch for 2 to 3 days until it's fully dried. Come back in 10 hours or so As it starts to dry, you can break it into smaller chunks to speed things up. Just don't break it too fine, or the airflow from the dehydrator might blow the starch around. This tray is really small. I transferred some starch to a separate plate so it dries faster. Here is how it looks after 24 hours. The top layer is dried, but the bottom is still moist. Let me show you. When you crush a piece in between your fingers, it doesn't feel crispy and sandy. If you crush a dried piece, you see the difference. It just collapses and falls apart into these sandy little pieces. Stir to bring the bottom starch to the top. Stick it back to the dehydrator and continue to dry. Mine took about 30 hours to be fully dried. We started with 3 kilograms of sweet potatoes and ended up with about 438 grams of starch, about 15%. That's a pretty good result. If you want a fine texture, just grind the starch in a blender, but I prefer coarse texture, so I crush it by hand. It's actually quite satisfying. You can store it in a sealed container for up to 1 year at room temperature. Avoid direct sunlight and moisture. The fine sweet potato starch is great at thickening sauces, making pancakes, and forming meatballs. The coarse version is often used as breadcrumbs to create an extra crispy coating for deep frying. If you're interested, let me know in the comment so I can make more recipes that use sweet potato starch. Alright, I hope this video is helpful for you. As always, the printable recipe link is in the description. Go check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you can make more real Chinese ingredients from scratch. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!